Yeah, come on over here and come take a seat so I can tell you all about how me and my friends got haunted at the Gatlinburg, Tennessee cabins. Yeah. So one of my best guy friends, him and his fiance were about to get married, and he travels internationally for his job. He knew that after the wedding, he would be overseas for probably about a year. So he decided he wanted to spend time with his friends before he went over there and was gone for a while. So fast forward to, we decided that we were going to stay in Gatlinburg, Tennessee for a weekend. So we decided on this cabin, beautiful cabin. I already knew the safety measurements to take because I was there 2 years before with a few of my friends at the time, a few of my lady friends at the time. So I already knew what kind of measurements to take. So we get there to this cabin, and when we get there, there's a little lock on the door where you put in the code and you walk in. So we put the code in, we go in there, and the first thing we wanted to do was go to the back area, like the backyard area of the cabin, because we knew it was too late for us to go drive into the city to do anything. So we go in the back. First thing we noticed was the jacuzzi on the deck, and there were also some games out there. And so two of our friends decided to get in the jacuzzi, and the rest of us kind of gathered around in a circle while the fire was burning. And we were just, doing cliche things, drinking some wine coolers, drinking some wine, and we roasted some marshmallows. Now, while we're doing this, we hear a whole bunch of commotion next door at the cabin, next door to us. This is not a secluded cabin. There are probably like 4 cabins on each side of the road, so we weren't alone. Okay, we were around people. So we hear all this noise and stuff at the cabin next door, which we didn't care about. We like, okay, they having a ball. But while we're having fun, this man and this woman come stumbling from next door over to our cabin in the back area. And so they're like, oh, hey, sorry to bother you guys. And we're like, no, you're good. You're good. I hope we're not making a lot of noise. And we're like, no, y'all good. So then like, can we sit down? So me and my friend, we looked at each other and we kind of didn't get a good vibe about them. So I looked at my friend, he looked at me, and we both just kind of was just like, So because me and my friend felt that way, we kind of was like, okay. So they sat there for a while, for probably about 30 minutes, and then they decided to finally get up, and they went on about their business to their cabin next door. So now, mind you, it's not a huge gap between the cabins. It's like just a small amount of trees separating the cabin areas. So they walk through those trees, and we go on about our night. Now, fast forward to the morning. We see this woman outside of the cabin next door where the woman and the man wandered from. And so we waved at the woman. We're like, hey, good morning, good morning. And she was like, hey, good morning, you guys. Do you guys mind keeping it down a little bit more tonight? Because it was kind of loud last night. So one of my other friends, he's a police officer. He was like, now, wait a minute. He said, we weren't loud. He was like, that was y'all that was being loud. She was like, no, we were asleep. She was like, but we were asleep. We have our kids, and we heard you guys. And so he pretty much was just done with it. He didn't want to argue with her. He was just like, okay, we'll keep it down, and left it alone. So we go into the city for our attractions. Fast forward, we get back to the cabin, and our doors are open. And because our doors are open, we're scared because I don't know if anybody has ever rented from off of Airbnb, but they literally give you a whole list of things to be on the lookout for while you're renting a cabin and whatever, because a bear could have wandered in, right? So that's what we're worried about. So we call the local authorities. They come in, they check around, no bears, no animals in there. So we're good. We're happy about that. We go in, we get cleaned up, and then we hanging out in the living room area. Now, while me and my friends are down in the living area and whatever, just chilling and chopping it up, in walks the woman and the man from last night that stumbled over into our cabin area in the backyard. So they just walk in. They didn't knock or anything. Just walked in like it was their cabin. So, of course, we're mad. We pissed off. We're like, hold on. You can't just come walking up in here. You can't do this, can't do that. So we put them out. They were confrontational with us like we were in the wrong. So when we put them out, we noticed that they were walking in the back of our cabin. And when they were walking in the back of our cabin, our friend that was with us, that's a police officer, was like, hold on. Like, y'all got to get up out of here. They stood there in the back near the fire area. And they were just standing there, and they were like, we don't have to go anywhere. And instantly, I just felt my chest get heavy. Like my heart dropped, my chest just, oh my goodness, it was so much. And so my friend was like, all right, be out there after I done told you to leave. We look up, they gone. Now, fast forward to we go upstairs on the second floor because it was like another game area. And that's also where everybody's rooms were up there. So it was like kind of like a lobby area, had a big screen TV on the wall, more games up there. We're all up there. But two of our friends decided they wanted to go back into the jacuzzi outside. So while they're in the jacuzzi outside, everybody else is upstairs on the second floor having fun and whatever. And we hear them say, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So we all run from the second floor all the way down there, run outside. We trying to check on them, like, what's going on? And we see the woman and the man walking from next door. They get to chasing my two friends that were in the jacuzzi, chasing them around. When I say chasing them, I mean watching them chase my friends had us terrified. My friends ran into the house. My one friend that was a police officer ran in there. He got his pew. And they told him, they said, you had no right. And when they said you had no right, it's almost like I couldn't explain it. But right then, right there, I knew that they were not alive. So once I figured that they weren't alive, I was just like, okay. So I told my friends, I'm like, all right, everybody, let's go into the cabin and whatever. Let's just go in the cabin. And a couple of us prayed and stuff. We prayed over the cabin and whatever to keep us protected. We made sure the doors and stuff were locked. I don't know why we did that. Like the ghosts couldn't just come in. But I already knew what they were the moment like the woman said something the way she said it. It was just the way she said it. I just instantly knew. So fast forward to all of us, like we had a pep talk. They like, okay, everybody make sure y'all doors are locked and whatever. We don't need nobody, getting into y'all room. We don't, we just don't want no mishaps. So everybody made sure their doors were locked. We're all around each other upstairs in the second, on the second floor. So if anything happened, we could hear each other. So it's time, it's in the middle of the night. It's time for me to use the bathroom. I go out there to use the bathroom, and it's still on the second floor. So I'm walking towards this window, and then on the left, there's a bathroom there. I walk in there to use the bathroom. I'm done using the bathroom. I walk out. To my left, I could see a man just standing there. And so I looked, and it was my very first time actually saying something to a spirit because I really don't talk to them. And he told me, we aren't supposed to be here. And so I told him, you ain't supposed to be here. So when I said that, he disappeared. And then all of a sudden, I'm walking our room was closer to the steps. I'm walking towards my room, towards the steps. And that spirit, that woman, was running up the steps full speed at me. Y'all, when I say I pushed into that door so dang on quick, y'all, we packed up. I told my friends what I saw, and they pretty much were the only ones I had been telling stuff about, seeing spirits and stuff. So they believed me. We packed up. They're like, we're going to cut this trip short. Y'all still get chills thinking about it because it was the fact that they really chased us out of there. They chased us out of there. And even when we left, the door closed behind us and we did not close the door.